Hello everybody, welcome in my BS Redstone tutorial, and today I'm gonna show you how to build this simple light switch that I decided to create for my creeper farm design, which I'm gonna share in next video how to build, but this time we're gonna focus simply on this mechanic. As you can see, we have AFK mode on. Now we can switch, you see when it switches, and it's manual. Now you can kill. This was purpose of designing this system. Like, I have no complaints. So today I'm gonna show you how to build this, and you can choose whatever design you want because I'm gonna show you several of them and especially explain how it functions so you can actually choose what design you want, because the best thing in Redstone is choosing what benefits you the most. So let's get into it. First, before we get into design, I'm gonna give credit to this person that created this simple design, and this gave me inspiration how to work with the design I created for what I want, because this design is very simple, very understandable, but you can see it's very buggy. It's not working as it should properly always, and it can easily glitch. So yeah, as you can see, this is the full design of this guy's construction. So I will give a link to the video, and don't forget to like and subscribe to him, because it's very important that you show appreciation to guy that actually come up with this genius form of design. So as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 builds. I'm sorry, 9 on this is no longer working, but yes. Today I'm gonna show you the build with 2 gaps, 1 gap between the copper bulb, and no gap at all designs. These are very interesting, so I cannot wait to get into it. Now, first we're gonna show you how it functions on this easiest form of the whole design is with 2 gap. Now, what do you need to make it functional? Now, you need obviously copper bulb, some 2 blocks, and button in the middle. You can see this is the structure design. You can see this would be, in here would be wall, so you will not see something behind it, but this is what you see in front. Now, when you click the button, I'm gonna show you and explain everything. You click. Now, the copper bulb has been activated. That is detected by this comparator, okay? Now this comparator detects that this copper bulb is on. That comparator change is detected by observer that sends redstone signal like this to this observer that is detects, and it sends signal to the block, but we know blocks somehow are able to transfer the redstone energy and are able to turn off this block. You see, this turns on and this turns off. Very simple, very easy, and all you need is practically this simple contraption. Give me a second. This is the standard place what you are working with. Everything else is different. From this point on, everything is gonna be different, but this is basic structure we are gonna work to make this functional. Now you can see this is the 4 design that I showed you before. Now this is 3 block design. We can still use, for many people, this simple redstone line, getting the redstone signal from this block to this block up here. We just put redstone just like this and redstone just like this to the opposite sides. It's very simple. However, somebody may not have enough space, so I designed slightly smaller version, but this one I have to really explain. So okay, let me swap, because I'm gonna show you again the simple principle. Redstone is detected, sends through here to the repeaters, because we don't want these redstone signals connecting to each other, so repeaters are easy way for this not to happen. We send the redstone signal through here to this repeater that sends signal to the redstone torch and activates the power rail. Now, very important if you're making this design is to set repeater on 1 tick delay, because the redstone torch will not turn off if it's on like this, or it will just start repeating signal if it's slightly longer delay. This is the perfect delay that will make this functional. The simple thing, we can understand the observer detects any changes happening right in front of him. That counts even rails like this. And when we turn them on or off, that is detected and are able to send a signal forward to turn on or off the copper bulb. Very simple, very easy. You can see the full design. If you are interested into repeating it, I'm gonna fly over this design again from all the angles so you can repeat this build. And now we are getting into fun part. The fun part is designing this system with 0 gaps between each other, so the builds are getting smaller. In here, it really depends what you want and what you need. So let's look into it. First, you can see the whole design. Now how it functions. This design with no gap, when we click, sends the signal to this redstone dust. That redstone dust is obviously on and off, so observer detects, sends to block, goes to redstone, to this observer, detects this. That activates this redstone, that powers this rail, and that is detected in here and turns on or off thanks to this block. Very simple to understand. And the same thing is with when we go into opposite side, is we go, you see this observer is in here, so it activates the rail that is detected by observer, sends redstone signal through here and activates this rail so we can get into here. Very simple, very easy to understand, but this took quite a while to figure it out. And after this design, I just could not hold myself and try to experiment. Can we get it smaller? And yeah, we can, but first we have to decide what we want. Do you want loud design or do you want quiet design? Now we have volume blocks turn on so we can hear what is gonna happen. If you have issue with extra noise created by the machine, you will not want to create a louder design, but some people don't mind and maybe that's just it for them. So this design works really simple. Detects the signal, sends to the piston, piston activates. When activated the piston like this press, that is also able to be detected by the observer, so we send the signal up here to the dust, so the dust change can be detected by the block and slopes. And the same thing over and over again. And this part is really interesting because now we have piston that can swap the change from the wall, because wall has different forms when it's connected and when it's not connected, so it sends the change to the observer and swaps copper bulb slides. That's it. It's really simple. Then we have something like this, again quiet design. I would say it's slightly longer than this, but this thing I consider to be easier and it's beautifully quiet. So obviously we go with comparator through here, through the redstone dust, to this observer. The observer activation itself is detected by this observer and sends the signal in here. It doesn't matter if something is not connecting here. The thing that the change of simply being activated is gonna power this comparator, which is fantastic. And you saw the simpler the other way. When we power this side from the button, it activates the rail here, through here. These are connected even through the blocks, so they can send signal like this and transfer it here. So we are now getting to the most compact designs I created in a loud design and in a quiet design. So if you are interested, you can just build them very easily. And first let's look into loud design, because that I think is something that people will actually not build, because are you really interested into hearing over and over again the pistons? But still, maybe somebody will find it useful. Okay, the same principle, same the structure, sends the signal to the piston that powers the piston and swaps the wall. It is same thing in here, but we just added also the same mechanisms down here, and we saved quite a space. So let's start again explaining. We click here, the piston is powered, sends the wall up and down. This wall is gonna get changed and transfer signal to this block down here that is also able to swap the copper bulb in here. It's not in here like we have in showcase design, like the basic structure, but we can also put the observer down here. So yeah, we saved quite a bit of space. And in here it functions the same way, sends the signal, transfer to piston, up and down, wall change, and instantly in here. Very simple, very compact design, and it's spam proof, so you can click as fast as you want and it will do nothing. But in here, the quiet design, I think I outdone myself in here. See? Quiet, only the buttons are activating, and sometimes you can hear the copper bulb. I love the sound of copper bulb. So how it functions, this is really different. So first we activate this, the comparator is detecting the light bulb is on, that also powers the rail. Now the rails goes here, because we can connect these rails between blocks here, and we can send the signal instantly down here, the 4 blocks, and we can instantly swap the light in here. But now we want from the other side to do it. We have in here detection immediately from the observer that activates the rail for split second, that's all we need, and sends this change through the observer through here, and it functions fantastically. So beautiful and quiet. It's impressive. I really love copper bulbs. It is my favorite block in Redstone, and I have not done Redstone for almost 5 years, and I'm finally starting to get back into it. So I am really happy with this block, and I cannot wait to discover more things, more uses with this block. That's why I'm gonna show you a few things. But first, I'm gonna explain. You can just simply do the same mechanisms with this. It is the same thing as you see up here. You see, there is nothing more. It's just lever, block, and you save so much space. But sometimes, as I'm saying, it's not about saving the space, it's about what you want. And this is exactly what I wanted, to showcase my friends that now the farm is AFK, not AFK, from any distance. As far as you can see the light, you know if it's on what mode it is activated. And that's what I wanted. Something different, something unique, and this classical wave just didn't felt right to me. So I designed something useless, practically BS, unnecessary. So also when I was experimenting with this, I discovered something like this. We can turn on light in here. We can turn on light in here. We can also turn on the light in here. And we can turn it off in here. It's a light switch, literally. And the mechanisms of this are very simple. Press the button, activates the copper bulb which stores the energy. That comparator also, thankfully, because of this, stores the energy with this because they are combined. That is then detected by observer and just sends signal to this copper bulb. Then we can send another storing energy and just determines if it's activated or not. I think this in itself holds so much potential for casual builders. For many people that are not redstone savvy at all, this copper bulb holds tremendous value. Because something like this with levers is not possible. If you activated the lever, it would break it completely. So we can maybe test it. We put lever in here. Yes, and now it's not working. So yeah, the casualness of having just button feels a lot nicer than having the lever in here. But it's just so simple and nice that I just feel mesmerized by this. Getting back to redstone is really interesting and really fun. So yeah, I just hope you like this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next video. Goodbye and have a nice rest of your day.